students. Now we are going to learn about the molecular weight determination of polymers by membrane osmometry. So this is a technique which is used to determine the number average molecular weight of the polymers. It is based on the phenomenon osmosis, but it is not used it is not used for the studying solute of low molecular mass, because it is difficult to find the membrane that are impermeable to such solutes. So what is the osmosis? This consider this is the two chambers. One chamber is the solution chamber and another chamber is the solvent chamber. So both are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, that is a cellophane. So this technique is only used for the high molecular weight compounds, not for the low molecular weight compounds, because it is very difficult to find the membrane, semi-permeable membrane, for such solutes. So what is first of all osmosis? If these two compartments, means the solution compartment and solvent compartment, are separated by the semi-permeable membrane, then the solvent moves from the solvent compartment to the solution compartment, solvent compartment to the solution compartment. In this way, the flow of solvent goes through the semi-permeable to the solution compartment. Now this is a capillary in which the liquid level is going to increase as the solvent passes through the semi-permeable membrane. So if you want to stop this process, we have to apply the pressure from this side. This is a piston and we are applying a pressure to stop this process, and the pressure which is applied is known as the osmotic pressure. It is denoted by the pi value. So osmotic pressure measurements are useful for the studying polymers, because osmotic changes are larger than the change in the boiling point, elevation, freezing point, diffraction, and any vapor pressure lowering. So another advantages of this osmotic pressure method is that the presence of significance of an impurity of low molecular weight may cause serious error in freezing point or boiling point elevation method, whereas it would pass through the cellophane membrane and therefore would not change the pressure measurement. So this is the advantage of this means if there is any impurity, low molecular weight impurity, which may pass through this semi-permeable membrane, is not affect on the osmotic pressure, but it will affects on the cryoscopic method or ebullioscopic method. That's why it is advantageous method as compared to the other ones. So this osmotic pressure of a solution is defined as the pressure that must be applied to the solution so as to totally prevent the flow of solvent through the semi-permeable membrane into the solution. So this is the osmotic pressure. So in this way we can see the principle of this technique. So there are two types of these techniques. There are two different types of the techniques. First is the static equilibrium method. Static equilibrium method. In this method, see, in this method there is a metallic block. It is in which there is it is a hollow metallic block, and this is the concentric. This is the metallic block, and this is the concentric grooves. So, and this is the glass capillary. So this is the some part of the vertical details of the compartments. So see, this is the solvent compartment and this is the solution compartment. So These are the, and they are separated by a semi-permeable. This thin layer is called as the semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. And same case, in this principle we have seen that the solvent moves from solvent compartment to the solution compartment, and therefore the level of this liquid goes on increasing. So the difference between the level between the solvent and the solution level is called as the osmotic head. Osmotic head. So these grooves are concentric. See there are some concentric grooves here, and there is the flow of the solvent takes place. So for this, the Van 't Hoff equation is used. This is the Van 't Hoff equation is used. That is that gives the relation between the osmotic pressure that is seen in a principle, that is pi by C is equal to RT into 1 by Mn bar plus B2C plus B3C square dash dash dash. So here the pi by C is known as reduced pressure. It is reduced pressure. It is a reduced osmotic pressure in the some way. It is a reduced osmotic pressure. And this B3, B2, B3 are the second and third virial coefficients, and this Van 't Hoff equation can be converted into pi by C is equal to RT M is or Mn bar, or pi by RTC is equal to 1 by Mn bar. So if you plot a graph, then we will get some this type of the graphical this type of the graph with the pi by RTC with respect to the C, and this extrapolated is the 1 by Mn, because it is a straight line equation. The previous equation, that is pi by RTC is equal to 1 by Mn bar. Y is equal to Mx plus C. So this is the extrapolated form. We get the Mn bar. So this process takes long time. It takes way too much time to stabilize the equilibrium, to take the equilibrium, the flow equilibrium between these two levels. So the another method is the dynamic method, dynamic equilibrium method. So in this method there is a diagram of this is a diagram of the dynamic equilibrium method. Here this is the servo motor, this is the amplifier, okay, this is the solvent reservoir, this is the sample, this is semi-permeable membrane. This is the solvent compartment. This is solution sample means the solution compartment, and this is the solvent compartment. Then it is the light detector, light source. And this is a detector, optical detector, and this is a bubble. So this is high speed membrane osmometer. It is also known as the high speed membrane osmometer, HSMO, high speed membrane osmometer. It is commonly used nowadays. It is a rapid method and attain the equilibrium within 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes. It takes place only 5 to 7 minutes. Previous takes lot of sometimes year also. So there are two parts in this osmometer. The upper part contains the sample solution while the lower part contains the solvent. The two parts are separated by the means of the semi-permeable membrane. This is the semi-permeable membrane. The moment of an air bubble, this air bubble inside the capillary indicates the solvent flow to the solution. Such movement of air bubble is detected by this photocell. The servo mechanism is this one. The servo mechanism is used to move the solvent solvent reservoir. This is a solvent reservoir in upward or downward direction, and also adjust the hydrostatic pressure such that the solvent flow is totally stopped. The pressure ahead of the reservoir gives the osmotic head. So this is the solvent sample or solution. It moves. Solvent again moves from solvent compartment to the solution compartment. That's why this bubble goes on changing its position, and it is detected by the detector. It is optical detector, and this optical detector, the level of this solvent reservoir, the servo motor helps to move upward and direct direction, and which maintain this osmotic head. Means osmotic pressure, which maintains osmotic pressure to stop the flow of the solvent to the solution compartment. So in this way we can determine the molecular weight of the polymers by the osmotic pressure. We can repeat again. See what is the basic principle of this osmosis. See, there are two compartments: solution compartment, solvent compartment. They are separated by the semi-permeable membrane, and the tendency of solvent is to move from solvent compartment to the solution compartment. So that's why the level of this liquid or sample increasing in this capillary. So it is going up to the level when they have the same concentration, so that the solvent cannot flow from solvent compartment to the solution compartment. So now we have to stop this process within. So we have to apply the pressure from this side. This is a piston, and we have to apply the pressure to stop this flow solvent to the solution compartment. The pressure is known as the osmotic pressure, and it is denoted by the A. And whole this process is known as the osmosis, and it is useful for the determination of the number average molecular weight. This is the basic principle. Now there are the two methods: static equilibrium method, dynamic equilibrium method. In static equilibrium method, there is the same as the principle is here. Same principle is used in both cases. So this is the metallic box in which the some concentric grooves which has the semi-permeable membranes. This is the another view of that technique. Here same, the solution and solvent, both compartments are separated by the semi-permeable membrane, and the solvent comes from solvent compartment to the solution compartment regular, and the level of this liquid in this capillary goes on increasing. So this process continues till the equilibrium is established between these two levels. So it is the solvent level, and this is solvent level, and this is the solution level, and this is measured in terms of the osmotic head. And now this osmotic head is used, or osmotic pressure is used in the Hartrop equation. This point of equation pi by c is equal to r. Pi by c is equal to rt is into 1 by mn square plus b2 plus b3 square. So these are the variants. They are pi by c is the reduced pressure, reduced osmotic pressure. R is the Hilbert constant and is the absolute temperature. So if you consider at the zero concentration, at the zero concentration, then what will happen? At concentration C is equal to 0, what will happen? We get the equation like this. So or like this. So we can draw the plot in this way. So if we get the straight line equation y is equal to mx plus c, and this is known as the mn bar. This is known as the mn bar, and this gives the value of the number average molecular weight. But the disadvantage of this static equilibrium method is it takes more time, 1 year also. So we cannot determine quickly. So instead of this static equilibrium method, nowadays dynamic equilibrium method is used. Now what is dynamic equilibrium method? In this method, it is also known as high speed membrane osmometry. Same principle is here. These two compartments, this is the solution compartment, this is the solvent compartment. They are separated by the semi-permeable membrane. So again solvent moves from this solvent compartment to the solution compartment, and there is the bubble movement. Here is the bubble movement. These are capillaries, and these are the bubble movement takes place, and these are detected by this detector, and this detector sends the information to this servo motor, and the solvent reservoir moves up and down directions, so to adjust the osmotic head, and